Hello there, people of the internet. This is an 1866 Henry. No, it's an 1866 Winchester chambered in 4440. And I'm going to send some rounds downrange real quick, and you're going to notice something basically immediately with this rifle and with this cartridge. Woo! Yep, there it is. Oh boy. Oh boy. My goodness gracious. Let's send another. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my god. That is, whew, that's potent. Wouldn't be so bad if we had some wind blowing here, but wow. So you'll notice immediately that that is black powder ammunition. And this ammunition is entirely homemade. I make my own black powder, which I'm sure many of you guys know. And I also cast my own bullets. Oh no, the wind's blowing it back back this way. I cast my own bullets, and I typically use wheel weights to cast my own bullets. And with wheel weight bullets, if it's not gas checked or anything, you can fire those at about 1,400 feet per second. Maybe 1,600 depending on the alloy of the wheel weight, but I tend to lean more towards the 1,400 feet per second mark. And on top of that, oh god, wind, please work with me here. On top of that, the primers are reloaded with the Armstrong mix, which is mashed up match heads, and then you strike the side of the matchbox, and you do a 75% match head mix and a 25% matchbox mix. Grind it all into a nice fine powder, you mix it all together, and it becomes an impact-sensitive compound that you can use to reload your primers. And that's typically what I do. And I do that mostly for cost, because I can reload this stuff for next to no money. Now, whenever I talk about making your own ammo, I will talk about making your own ammo in an end-of-the-world or SHTF situation. That's one of the reasons why lever actions like this are such a good option, because they can run homemade components exceptionally well. You can even, as a matter of fact, I've made videos of me running match head powder through these things, and it works if you know what you're doing and you're not stupid with it. But there's a lot of really, really good options and really, really good reasons and rationales of why somebody might want to make their own ammunition. And anytime I make a video talking about self-sustained ammunition making, I get a lot of people who go into the comments down below and they'll say something along the lines of, I have a stockpile of XYZ thing, so I'm good. I also talk about getting firearms chambered in extremely common calibers, and normally it's more like 9mm and 5.56, because even though there are other very common calibers here in the United States, those two cartridges are by a huge margin what you are most likely to come across in the event that you come across ammunition. And then I'll have people tell me, well, I have 10,000 rounds of 308 or 45 ACP, or insert your choice of some other thing here, so I'm okay, I'm ready for the apocalypse. Well, let me tell you guys a story. Back in 2023, we had a really bad hurricane here in North Florida. I've already told you guys about it. I got videos on my YouTube channel about it. It looked like this town got hit by artillery. Everything was absolutely just destroyed and decimated, and we had whole buildings underwater. And our property here, it got flooded. And I got a storage area where I keep, it's in a shed, but I keep a bunch of my reloading components and ammunition in that shed. Well, guess what happened? Water got high. I wasn't expecting it to get that high. I lost a lot of stuff. I lost about 10 pounds of gunpowder, probably about 5,000 primers, and probably a good 2,000 or 3,000 rounds of ammunition. Most of my stuff is up on shelves, so most of it was fine, but some stuff was just under that water line, and unfortunately it got destroyed. So I hate to tell you, even if you have a stockpile, things happen. I hope that you don't get hit by a tornado or a storm, or nothing suffers water damage, or maybe there's a house fire, maybe you got some marauders or bandits that show up, maybe somebody breaks in while you're not home. I don't know, there's a million different reasons why you might lose your stockpile, and in which case, oh no, you no longer have your stockpile. And oh no, it's hard times. Having the skills to make your own stuff, or having a firearm that is chambered in an extremely common caliber to where you could likely source more ammunition for it, is absolutely the way to go. Like I've heard a lot of people in the comments down below tell me that they're going to run XYZ style of rifle because they have a bunch of ammo for it, and they don't have or need a rifle chambered in a common caliber because they have a bunch of ammo for it. Actually, here's a good one. I got a buddy of mine. He's an elderly gentleman, and he has an M1 Grand in 30-06. And that's his rifle. That's what he does. That's what he uses. But guess what? If something happens and he loses his supply, guess what? He's got that M1 Grand in 30-06. The likelihood of finding 30-06 ammunition that's going to run in his M1 Grand that doesn't have the updated gas system inside of it is quite low. On top of that, the ability to find and locally source M1 Grand clips to be able to run through that rifle, probably not going to happen. So if he loses his stockpile, even if he does find 30-06 ammunition that can viably run through that rifle, it's going to be a single shot rifle. And it's definitely not something that I would want to go into the apocalypse with. Like, there's limitations for the platforms that we have and we use. I got a G3 in 308, or a Setme C308, sitting on the table here in front of me. I could probably source mags for that. But you know what? I got an AR-15 sitting right next to it. I could absolutely, definitely, 100% beyond all reasonable doubt, source mags for that. I don't need to source mags for the lever actions. Those are mag tubes that are built directly into the rifle. All I got to do is feed ammunition into that bad boy. But that being said, guess what? That 4440, I'm not finding 4440 ammunition for that rifle in the event that things go south. I got a 357 and a 44 mag. I might be able to find some ammo that'll run through those rifles. It'll probably be more like 38 special versus the 357, because 38 special is just far, far more common nowadays. But my point is, these rifles they have a common ammo. And even if I do have a stockpile of that ammo, life happens. I hope that nothing ever happens to you that makes you lose your stockpile, but if you do, you have to have these skills to be able to utilize what it is that you have left, or you have to have the ability to be able to source more ammunition. If your go-to gun is a 6.5 Swede, good luck. If your go-to gun is 7 Mauser, good luck. If your go-to gun is 7.5 French, good luck. If your go-to gun is a 223, you'll probably find what you need. If your go-to gun is a 9mm, you'll probably find what you need. Even if it's like a 45 ACP, you'll probably find what you need. If it's a 357 SIG, good luck. So, that's just my little rant here. Even if you have all of the things that you need to be able to reload the ammunition, like let's say you got, I have a bunch of 4440 brass. I got like 200-something brass cases for 4440, probably a little bit more than that. Well, in the event that things go bad and everything goes underwater and I lose all of my everything, guess what? Those brass cases are probably still going to be fine. Like, there's a lot that the brass can go through that other components can't. Same thing with, like, lead projectiles. Those projectiles are probably going to be fine. But in the event that I need more, I doubt that I could source 4440 brass, but I already have the brass that exists. And if my gunpowder got wet, guess what? I know how to make more, or I know the viable and right ratios to be able to make it from match head powder. I know how to make my own smokeless powder. I've got several videos of me making smokeless powder and running it in my rifles on the YouTube channel that you can go watch. So, yes, if you have a stockpile, congratulations. You absolutely should have a stockpile of stuff on standby in the event that you need it. But hey, bad weather, fires, water, bad people, there's a bunch of reasons as to why that stockpile either might be gone or you might have to abandon it. If you got a big old stockpile and your primary goal is to bug out and go stay in the woods somewhere else, are you just going to leave that stockpile behind? That's something that a lot of people don't even think about, because they don't want to think about it, because they know they're going to have to leave it behind, and they hate the idea that they're going to spend so much time stockpiling stuff just to waste it in the end. Or if you're bugging in, great, that's fantastic. You can utilize your stockpiles as long as nothing bad happens that makes you have to leave or that destroys that stockpile. Skills matter significantly more than the stuff that you pile in your garage and or basement. Having the ability to make more stuff is important. Yes, it is. Even if you have a bunch of stuff, yeah, you'll want to be able to make more of it because you might find yourself in a situation where you have to make more of it. Like if I lost everything, let's say worst case scenario, I got this 4440 and I lost absolutely everything. I had to hit the road. I was not able to grab anything. I just have my 4440 and my, I don't know, 12 or so rounds of 4440 ammo inside of the tube in this thing. Well, guess what? Once I go through that 12 rounds, I have the means to be able to make more gunpowder, cast more bullets, and reload primers, so I could keep those 12 rounds up and going and use this as a survival rifle for a good long time. I could do a lot with this platform with very limited ammo because I could just keep I could just keep it going. I could just keep on doing exactly what it is that I've been doing. So don't put all of your faith in your stockpile. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Learn the skills to be able to make your own stuff in the event that you have to make your own stuff, or at least have things that you can go out and easily source ammunition for. Like, I'm not a 9mm guy, and realistically I'm not a 5.56 guy either, but I absolutely see the benefits of having a firearm chambered in 9mm and 223. As a matter of fact, I advocate for those firearms so much, even though they are not my preferred firearms. I see the benefits of them so well that I truly believe everybody needs to have one chambered in those cartridges because of how universal that ammunition is. So that's my little rant on the subject. Thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below has a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. That black powder gave me a sore throat. I'm going to see you guys on the next episode.
Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.